Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Final Fantasy VI, where we don't let just bad things with audio get us down. So I might sound a little different than I did in the previous episode. Just know that I have spent a lot of time dialing in my sound settings, and then when I came back to record, they didn't work anymore. So, like, I sounded... Anyway, sound settings are, they're black magic, essentially, is what I'm getting at. So what I've done is I basically just have turned off all the filters that I had set up on my microphone. And the reason I did this is so that I can, you know... So this is just my raw, unfiltered... like mic input. So anyway, back to Final Fantasy VI. We're at the Returner's hideout. There's not much to say about this scene coming up. It's just going to be plot flags for just a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to I don't know if I'm going to cut it out completely or if I'm going to just fast forward it and show the footage. I'm leaning towards fast forwarding, just so you could kind of see. So my plan for the upcoming section, the Leith River, is that I am going to level Banon up, just Banon. So you got to remember the wording of my challenge is that nobody in my permanent party is going to get experience or AP. Banon's not in your permanent party. I worded it that particular way with Banon in mind. Is he the... Well, him, Biggs, and Wedge and the Moogles are the only... They're the only temporary people that join your party. Well, the Ghost. There's the Ghost. But I think Banon might be the only... Do the Ghosts gain levels? I never recruit the Ghosts in the Ghost Train, so I'm not sure if they can gain levels. But yeah. Oh man, don't step in my way. Knight's Code. That's going to be very useful later. White Cape. It's going to be a little more useful now. Anything that's got evasion on it of any kind is pretty useful in this run, because avoiding damage is about the only way we can mitigate anything. So this plot flag's pretty simple. You just got to talk to your party members, and then you can go and you can talk to Banon. Do let me know how my sound sounds. Like, I've just got my ears more or less to kind of guide me, and I am partially deaf. I say partially, I just can't hear certain frequencies, so things that sound good to me don't always... It's not a foolproof metric, essentially. So there are two choices here. You can say yes and you get a gauntlet, or you can say no 3 times and you get a Genji glove. Neither are super useful in this run, but the Genji glove is a lot more useful than the gauntlet. You also get like a slightly more hopeful scene here, where everybody's like celebrating Terra joining the cause, and then the guy comes in. So Locke's gone now. On his way to South Figaro to do some recon. Anyway, we get the Genji glove. My big concern with my sound currently is that I'm peaking red sometimes. I don't think that's necessarily bad, as long as I'm not peeking red. I'm going into the red. On OBS, I'm not peeking at all. It flashes at you like bright red if you peek. You don't want to hear about my sound settings, though. We want to hear about Final Fantasy VI. So we want to put everybody in the front row, except for Banon. And we want to go out here, and we want to quick save. And what I'm going to do is we're going to quick save first, and then we're going to configuration, and then we're going to boost, and we're going to turn this on to 1%. I debated on putting it on 4% just 4 times just to make this go a little faster. But, yeah. The general gist of what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be murdering my own people. And having Banon reap all the experience. Okay. Terra's probably going to be the best at this. I always forget to take the shields off, but if you take the shields off, you got no evasion. So by the way, I have actually recorded this segment 2 times, and the sound issues have caused me to scrap it both times. So that's always fun. And this right here is the gist of how Banon's going to gain experience. I didn't mean to have him hit himself, but that's fine. So Banon is level 2, right? The issue that I run into is that even defending... Oh, man. I need to... Hold on. I need to think real hard about this. Alright. Even defending, I run into an issue where Ultros' tentacle attack will kill him like 80% of the time, 90% of the time. And I just... There was a world where I probably could have gotten lucky and won with Banon at level 2. But this is easier, doesn't technically violate the rules, and takes less time. Because like I had the fight down. I mean, I had it down pat, but the problem that I ran into was that sometimes he's just, even defending, I would take 60, 65 points of damage. And there wasn't really anything I could do. Like, he just didn't have that many hit points. Alright, so auto crossbow. Alright. We're just going to have Banon defend. We're going to kill one of them, and then we're going to start working on murder. Or suicide. Murder-suicide. That's what I'm looking for. Just have everybody attack themselves. The most use I've gotten out of the fire spell so far is committing murder. Or committing suicide. I suppose technically that is murder. That should kill both of them. We'll go ahead and heal Banon up. One of the great things about the auto battle is you can use it to speed up the ATB. I'm just going to do that every single time. Anyway, after this battle, I'm going to either cut it out or fast forward. I haven't decided. So, I'll see you on the other side. My goal for Banon is level 8. So, I am going to be getting him that high, and yeah. Alright. About halfway through that, I decided to just skip ahead because, one, it's not very interesting, and two, my phone rang in the middle of it, and I ended up letting the recording sit for a bit, so I'm just going to cut that out. One funny thing did happen, though. Sabin used his limit break against himself, which was amusing. Did like 600 points of damage. I think that's the only time I've seen any of the limit breaks activated in the Pixel Remaster version. Actually, now that I think about it. They're not actually called limit breaks. I think they're called desperation attacks. But anyway, so everybody else is same. I did end up taking the shields off, so we want to put heavy shield on you. But so yeah, let's see. Definitely want that. Definitely want that. That's fine. So as you see, the white cape actually has some magic evasion on it, which makes it pretty useful. 10%, it's not too shabby. If you get lucky, 10% will actually save your booty. So I am actually going to save over file number 3 now. This is going to be the file for this section. All in all, that took about 15 minutes. It doesn't take very long. But level 8, I basically won't have to worry about Banon at all. With one exception. Lesser Lopros. That's the exception. So we want to defend, tool, noise blaster, and then blitz and pray. Oh, I do need to put everybody back in the back row. I'll do that when we get to the first stop point. It's fine. So noise blaster is great. It works on almost everything in the entire world of balance. And because Aura, is it Aura bolts in this version? I forget. Anyway, because Sabin's blitzes are mostly magical, they go let's go right. I can never remember which one of these is the shortest. I think it's actually straight, and I think left is the longest, but don't quote me on that. I do know that like the first 3 always go to the exit of this first area, so it doesn't matter which one you pick. It just changes the number of battles you get into. Relatively small potatoes. The next intersection is the important one. The next intersection, you go left, because if you go up, then you loop around forever. And there's like a pretty famous trick where you can like take down an auto fire controller and just loop around forever. Set your controller to cursor memory, and then yeah, you can basically loop around forever. I don't know if the monsters on the Leith River give AP once you get, you can actually come back to the river. At least in the Pixel Remaster version. But, I don't know if they give AP. after Banon leaves your party, there's not really a good way to use this section to grind infinitely. Maybe if you... No, there's no way to absorb fire. Well, except... Unless you're Gao. Alright, so we're going to put everybody in the back row. Just go on. Let it ride. Let it ride. I was really hoping that those audio settings would work, and they did work for one recording session. I don't know why they stopped. I mean, other than Windows sound settings are haunted, OBS is open source software, and thus works like an eldritch, like, via the influence of an eldritch being. But yeah. So if you do hear, like, I was hoping to, like, cut out the, like, the sounds of my chair, because I do play in a recliner. So I'm in a recliner, and sometimes you can hear it creaking, and the sounds of, like, my side table and stuff, like me setting down coffees. Let's see, we want to go left. Not coffee, I don't drink coffee. Sodas, stuff like that. And then the sound of the child that is in my house. I have mentioned this before, there is a child in my house currently. He is not my child, but I am taking care of him. And that is the main reason why I haven't recorded a whole lot the last year. Because he screams a lot. Because that's what children do. They run and they scream and they holler. And he's only 2 years old, so... yeah, you can't tell him not to scream. That doesn't work. Don't have children. That is definitely not what the world needs. More children. Well, I say that, but we'll see. So these lesser Loproses, there's not a whole lot to say about this section. You just use Noise Blaster every battle. That's why I'm kind of rambling. The lesser Loproses are the only dangerous thing here in the random encounters, because they have a move called Fireball. And as kind of a recurring thing, moves like Fireball, if they get cast on you, you just get to reset. There's not much else to it, then you just get to reset. So, yeah. Disappointing, I know, but it is the way of the world. We got like maybe 1 or 2 more fights here, and then we get to fight Ultros. Anytime Ultros shows up in the game, like, it is a massively difficult fight. In the world of balance, all 4 Ultros' fights gave me massive amounts of trouble trying to figure them out. And in addition to that, it was Vargas, who, the main like thing there was I didn't understand the trigger. And once I figured that out, Vargas was easy. And then the next troublesome spot is the Magna Rotor section. This is excluding Ultros. Although Ultros is not super difficult once I figured him out as well. And, well, once I started, like, leveling up, once I just started leveling up, Banon to have, like, 160 HP. Terra's gonna die. Like, just accept it. She just does not have the HP. You might survive, this move if you're defending. It's about 50-50. But generally speaking, no. She probably would have survived that one, because it's like half damage. So that would have been 61. But it's just... sometimes you can get two fires off before Ultros kills her. And if nothing else, you take that free 150 points of damage, and you just go on about your life. So we want to... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. This might be a reset just because... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... Should I reset? Because that's 2 wasted Phoenix Downs, man. Yeah, auto battle does get me in trouble sometimes. It's 3 waste. Okay, yeah, no, I have to, I'm gonna reset that fight. That was pure negligence on my part. Pure negligence. I'm watching my, I'm not really, like, watching the game as closely as I should be. I'm trying to watch my, mic peaks and stuff like that. So I do apologize. Alright, yeah. Let's try that again. I might try just having Terra defend the first round, see if she survives. If she survives that first hit, she's fairly likely to actually live through the battle. Not like 100% chance, but you can get quite a bit of damage from her. I really don't want Sabin or Edgar to die. Is the main thing. I could probably have finished the battle with just Edgar, but I don't know. It just takes too long. If it happens again, though, I will just let it ride until either I get a game over or the battle is over. Alright, we're gonna let this go. See if Terra survives her first turn here. Well, her second turn. And she did. Look at that. In that case, let's throw in some fire in the mix. Yeah, she dies most of the time for me, even defending. And this is the battle. And she didn't die that time either. Cool. This is a pretty dangerous spot. If he hits Banon right now, he's going to die. So, yep. I'm glad he didn't. So you can see it is still possible to lose by having Banon die. But thankfully, I have gotten pretty lucky. So your ugly mug gives me the creeps, means he's going to hit Banon now. The fight should be, yeah, I was gonna say the fight should be over, like, immediately after that. That, having Terra do her fire spell there really speeds up that fight. It would have probably lasted another 2 or 3 rounds without Terra in there, in the mix. That raised my DPS from like, what, 350 to 500 a round or so. Because, yeah, 250 to 300 to about 450 to 500 a round, depending on damage variance, I would say. All right, so if you're doing this weird little challenge or something similar, like if you're doing just a normal low-level game and you need a little bit of money, Locke scenario is a decent place to get some. Like if you're like low in consumables or whatever, you probably wouldn't be, because you'd have money from boss battles and things, so you'd have a little more money than I do, as opposed to my measly 175 gil. This guy right here, these merchants are the source of the money. So the merchants have 2 steals. Their common steal is a plumed hat, which you can sell for, I want to say 125, maybe 175 gil. I think it's 125. Rarely, though, you can get a main gouge, which is pretty good. Plumed hat. Yeah, there you go. Not feathered hat. And then the birthday suit will leave. You don't get any experience or gil as he flees. The only downside to this is you can't actually fight these guys over and over again without dropping your disguise. And to drop your disguise, you have to go get another disguise. So I'm going to show you where you get another disguise in case you want to, you know, do that. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go up here, go up these stairs. There's a green soldier over here. Yeah. So you fight the green soldier. You get the green soldier uniform, which lets you bypass some of the soldiers. It lets you bypass this guy right here. And then you go back to the merchant outfit and continue on. But you can just go back behind that house right there, and you're fine. So, the best place... So, it requires a little bit of legwork to do. Oh, also don't speak to any of the Magitech Knights. They will murder you. They will murder you dead. You will die and it will hurt the entire time. So yeah. But getting an extra free few plumed hats is pretty nice. You see, that guy doesn't respawn. So this guy right here is who you have to talk to. So, like, the best way to, like, farm money in this section, or if you're trying to get a main gouge, is to run outside, fight this guy, and then run back inside and fight that guy in the end. And you can do that until you get a second, or third, or fourth, or fifth, or infinity main gouge if you want. Right, we need to go this way. We gotta give our cider to our cider-loving friend. Anyway. Speak to this unruly child, tell him about the secret of courage, and he opens this door. And we're across the map here at the rich man's house. I don't know if this has a name. I think it's just called the rich people's house. The richest man in town's house. So there's no music in here. Imperial troops have turned it into their headquarters. If I recall correctly, there's an NPC somewhere. I don't know if they're in this house or not. That talks about the breeze in this room. So, like, if you basically the NPC's like, in rich people's houses, breezes often indicate secret passages. So we're going to remove the disguise here. We've already gotten most of the treasure down here. I am fairly certain I am missing a treasure out in the town itself. But as this is not a 100% like treasure run, I don't particularly care. So we're just going to let it roll, essentially. It's gonna poison the people of Doma. Oh no. So this right here was is a scene that has been censored in this version. In the original Super Nintendo version and the PlayStation 1 version, which is my understanding identical minus the load times, that guard beats the crap out of Celeste, and that's why she collapses. Which, it's not outside of the realm of possibility to like understand that she would collapse in that situation. There's no telling what her treatment was off screen, how long she's been without food or water, any number of things. So we're going to treasure hunt this clock key. And we're going to put Celeste in the back row and just give her whatever equipment I have for now. We're going to find better equipment for her very shortly in this behind this door here. But I want to keep her alive if possible. I'm going to be running away from basically all the encounters in here. And I'm going to use Celeste's Cure Spell to top my HP off as I run from battle and take damage. It's an okay sword, right? It's not great. Just okay. I'm gonna take a left here. Probably should use a cure spell. I really wish, so Celeste and Terra are the only two characters in the game that naturally learn magic. I think it was a missed opportunity not to let Realm also naturally learn magic, because there's three main elements, and Terra learns fire magic, Celeste learns ice magic. And they could have had Realm start with some thunder magic, you know? Oh, I didn't mean to attack, but okay. Or steal. Yeah, these guys have too much HP for my motley little crew here to take out. Just don't have a good way to do damage. But anyway, that earring there is very important that we picked up, and now it's time to leave. And I should just be missing, yeah, the one item. But yeah, no, I forget which one's which, but one of them, Terra or Celeste, one of them has more defensive magic, and the other one has so like protect shell, that kind of thing, and the other one learns status inflicting magic, and then one of them learns fire spells, the other one learns ice spells. You might have just heard my ankle pop. I am becoming an old man. I am currently 37. So I've been on YouTube a while, actually. I haven't really done anything on YouTube worthwhile, but here we are. I did actually, a friend of mine was watching an SMT retrospective, and like the guy who did the SMT retrospective used some footage from my SMT 2, I want to say, playthrough. So by the way, this is my clear file for my test run. You can see it took me 34 hours on clock. It took me way more than 34 hours. Like, not even joking. So I'm gonna run away here. So yeah, the enemies are now different in this. So if you didn't get the battles in the previous during the previous attempts, like if you didn't get those bestiary entries, they're just gone forever. So keep that in mind. It's all right though. We're just going to be running away from everything. I do want to go ahead and collect these 3 chests in this place now. If I recall correctly, the acrophies are a good substitute for the alacran. They do the same thing, although I think the ability, it might be called something different. So yeah, X potion, very important for later. You might be wondering, what are you going to use X potions for? Well, I specifically just one X potion. I actually posted a video on it. It's the dumbest thing I've ever done in any challenge run ever. Like, you can actually see the strategy. Essentially, it's you put a reflect ring on Go-Go, and then you have him use a X potion on Magic Master at the top of the Fanatic's Tower, and then you just mime until Magic Master runs out of MP. And then you feed him a single ether at a time until he kills himself. Like, you basically feed him a single ether, and then you wait till he gives the out of MP message, and then you feed him another single ether, not a high ether. Although you could probably do a high ether at the start, but yeah, you definitely want to feed him the ethers. So you feed him an ether, and then you wait for him to get like low MP or no MP, the no MP message, and then you mime it to give him another one, and then you wait, and you do that till he dies. You could also just go in there with what is that? What is it called? You could go in with Umaro in your party, just dead, and then you just revive Umaro and let Umaro kill the boss. That takes way too long though. It's faster to just to do the one MP, the one ether thing. Let's see. Yeah, there is a heal point here, so I'm not particularly worried about anything. Alright, so we're gonna quick save because there is a chance I could die here. We want the Genji glove. and Hyperist. We're gonna quick save again just to, you know. So this boss is Tunnel Armor. Now Tunnel Armor in a normal playthrough is not that difficult. You can defeat him pretty easily with just attacking with Locke, but if you break the Thunder Rod, he'll just die. Remember, you're probably level 12-ish at this point during a normal playthrough, and like he'll just get one shot and die. He has like 1,300 hit points. So the first thing we want to do is, this is not going to kill him. It will kill him if you put the earrings on, but the scenario immediately ends after this battle, and you don't get to take the equipment off of Celeste, so I don't put the earring on her. So I gotta do 300 points of damage myself, which is not too difficult here. He can use a magic attack first thing, but he tends to just use a physical attack. So now, yeah, pretty simple. Pretty simple. If you can keep Locke in the back row, it takes obviously twice as long. So just put him in the front row. You can try and steal an air knife from him, but there's really not a whole lot of point to do that, in my opinion. So this is going pretty well so far, other than that mess up on Ultros. We're just going to defend, and we're going to pray. That's it. These guys will take care of themselves. The lesser Loproses, just let them kill themselves. They do 60 points of damage with their physical attacks, and if they cast Fireball on themselves, even better. Yeah, so that does, you can see about 130 points of damage. That's just a game over if it hits your party. The other enemies, you can switch to Terra's Fire Spell, or even just auto crossbow them. They're not very dangerous, but don't play with the lesser Loproses. Just let them kill themselves, have Terra defend. Wish my ankle would stop popping. You could probably hear that on the microphone, actually. I have... Okay, so my feet and ankles are deformed. Not like horrendously like deformed. I can walk, but like my bones press on my nerves and stuff, and they creak and crack and whatever. So I went to a foot doctor, and he's like, let me watch you walk. And he was like, wow, do that again. I've never seen somebody walk like that. I'm like, well, gee, thanks. I'm glad I could show you something new and interesting, I guess. So again, there's not much to say here. Just use Noise Blaster. Nothing will touch you. If you want to make the fights go a little faster, you can have Terra use her MP on the fire spell. Although I'm saving it for the not lesser Loproses. The reason being, lesser Loproses can kill themselves just fine, and the other ones, they like to blind themselves and stuff like that. The fights just take way longer. So this is a good compromise, I think. A great compromise, actually. So we're gonna spray, and then we're going to just multi-target this fire spell. And it probably would have been better to single target it, if I'm being honest. Yeah, but whatever, that's fine. It's perfectly acceptable, I guess. You can see where this fight would take a really long time if you just used the Noise Blaster and relied on the enemy's damage to, you know, kill them. But, there we go, nice and speedy. No branching paths on this half of the trip, and we should be done right now. This puts us out on the world map next to Narsh. And we can run in here and we can heal up. We just gotta sneak back into Narsh. Our goal is to get to the house where we started the game at. Well, the actual game when we had control of just solo Terra. Oops. So for these battles in this place, just switch to the auto crossbow and multi-target fire spell, ray. You're good to go. And that'll, Terra should not run out of MP in here. There's only enemies in the mines sections, in the indoor sections. But yeah, no, Terra should be perfectly fine. So, as you can see, usually a auto crossbow plus multi-target fire spell will kill everything. But if not, then Edgar will get a second auto crossbow off. And yeah, you might hear the baby. I hear the baby out there crying. So this section right here has a security thing, I think is what they call it. But essentially, you can avoid it by going in this area. There is I want to say 3 monsters. There's 2 enemy formations, I want to say, and 3 monsters that are only available now. One of them is a dark ghost monster. I want to say it's called Dark Side. That monster right there is the earliest monster you can get a rage for that teaches Blizzara. The monsters in here are not in the bestiary, but they do all have unique rages if you're going for that crazy nonsense. I don't super recommend it, but, you know. If you go in here, you can get down to where the Mughals are, and by the way, I am in a separate office with closed doors, and I have soundproofing on the walls, and I can still hear that child. Babies are loud, don't have them. If you go in there where the Mughals are, there is a chest. Currently, it has a rune blade, which is a lowish, mid to lowish power, like lowish mid power sword that has a special property that it uses MP to cause critical hits. So it's a decent weapon for Celeste and Terra at this point. But if you wait till the World of Ruin, it turns into a ribbon, which is more useful. Because there are a few situations where just status effects are the bane of your existence. Alright, so we want to take everybody's equipment off. Can't take his equipment, unfortunately. He's got like magic boosting. Look at this mofo. He's got like magic boosting equipment. That Magus hat is +5 magic. That Silk Robe is +1. And then that Punisher uses MP that he doesn't have. Jerk. Give me that equipment. Of course, nobody in the party can currently equip rods. Anybody can break rods. It's not like Final Fantasy V, where you have to be able to equip them to break them. No, you can just break them from your inventory in this game. You might have heard my my toe pop. Like I said, my big toes in particular and my ankles pop a lot just due to bone defects in my feet. Again, weird, like biological things. Can't wait for the singularity. And we're gonna call it here for now, and then next time we'll pick up in the scenario with Sabin. So I'm gonna go ahead and save in file 3. We'll pick up from there, and we'll go to file 4.